Okay, guys, let's do it. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're doing some legs, so gonna get a quick warm up. My knees feels very cold because the temperature outside. I thought summer was coming because we got all warmed up a few days ago, and then suddenly, boom, it's all back. So I gotta warm up my knees properly before I can start this workout. Think I'm ready? So we're gonna do 10 sets. But I'm gonna increase the bands as we go up. Okay, I want to say something, guys. I have bad knees because I had surgery done on my left quadricep. It got torn back in 2014. And as I said before, I was just cutting the grass, slipped, and all I heard was like, do you know when you take a piece of stick and break it? And you hear that loud noise it make? That's what I heard when it happened, the left one. And this left leg's just, think of a table and you hit one of the legs off and the table just go like that. That's what happened to my left legs. It was very loud, and then suddenly lots of water started rushing down from my head, like sweating like crazy. It didn't feel painful or anything. It's just my body temperature just went right up and water just gushed up from all over me when it happened. It would happen in July 26th, 2014. And I remember I was so embarrassed because it happened, because where my house was located, it's near the main street, and all these cars, everyone just stopped and just watching me. And I tried to act it all out. So much pride I have, right? You know? And I got up slowly and I held the lawnmower like this. And I'm going away with a lawnmower, pushing it still and dragging the left legs. And I'm saying to myself, what just happened? But the water's still coming down from my head. And I put the lawnmower back into the storage and I held the side of the house like this. And I went straight into the house. And then I sat down and I say, but what just happened? Like, I was so confused. But then later I found out that my left quadricep was gone. This legs couldn't go forward, no forward movement. But I got surgery, got it fixed. But even until today, this is still a problem. So I'm gonna be 60-year-old soon, right? So what I'm trying to say to you guys is that if you have an injury, like later in your life, the road to recovery is very long. And you cannot sit down and do nothing. You have to work out. If you allow that injury to be isolated and not exercise, that's gonna be your downfall. Because I hear many people saying that, oh, I have a bad back. I have bad knees, I can't squat. You squat down to use a toilet. You squat to sit in the chair. Every single thing in your life, you gotta squat at some point. You don't stand up and use a toilet like this. If you're a guy, maybe you stand up like that and use a toilet. But you have to go down there to do number two. So don't make an excuse that I can't squat because I have bad knees. Well, if you have bad knees, it's because you're not squatting. You have to keep it moving, right? My knees are bad. Trust me, that's bad. When I'm here doing my squats, I feel all kinds of things going on inside of it. I feel some pain. You see me here rubbing and massaging because I feel the first rep I did, I felt something. And then as I gradually go into it, it becomes more comfortable, and eventually I can get through the movement. Because now there's arthritis in actually both knees, all my joints. So if I don't do anything, I'll be just, I'll be like a vegetable. So you gotta stop making excuses, guys. You have to try to squat. You sit down to use a toilet, so you squat to get there, right? So even if it's a little baby squats, just do it. Because you have to keep it moving. You don't keep that muscle or those joints moving, it's gonna just become worse. Especially as you're getting older, So I encourage you guys to keep squatting, even if it's just little squats, just do it. I'll show you some other stuff off the wall very soon. Let's get back into this. So if you have difficulty squatting, what I would suggest you to do, you just go against the wall and you start to practice. And you can do like this. You can use the wall for support. Just do these. Just do these, right? Maybe you take 1 month just doing this. Just 1 month. And then eventually, you find yourself going down lower. And you just gradually go into it. And because you have to build up this muscle. And you keep going. And eventually, you're gonna find yourself even going lower. And you keep squatting. And just as you get to parallel, you sit there on the wall like this. Just sit like this and strike in this area. And relax into it, maybe for 1 minute, 30 seconds, and you go back up. And then you relax, give yourself a little break, go back into it again, and you sit there for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you could do. And then you go back up. If you're doing this, eventually you're going to be able to do this. And sometimes you can sit like this, in this position. You time yourself, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is. And once you can get into this position, you're okay, right? You don't want to be dipping forward or anything. Try to keep your back straight and just sit there. This is a position that is very comfortable if you start practicing this. From squatting like this a little bit, and now you're like this, you can go up, you can come down, up, down. So all these things you have to be able to do, because you can't say that I'm too old to do this. You're never too old. That's just in your mind, right? So you have to squat, guys. I understand for myself, if I go to the gym and I have, say, about a couple of, maybe a 45 on each side, and the bar is sitting on my shoulders like this, for me, that's the problem. I will do it, but it's a problem because that bar sitting on my shoulders is compressing down into this area. Everything, the disc is just compressing. And that is my challenge right there, because I have degenerative disc. And the weight sitting on the shoulders like that is very dangerous for that area of my back. But it doesn't stop me from squatting. You can hack squat, right? Or I just do like this, assistant squats, using the resistance bands, which is very useful too for me, right? So don't make excuses, guys. You have to try. You don't know until you try. If you have the bands, you can go cross body. With cross body, you have more resistance and you have more control. But if on the shoulders like that, it will slide off. So this is why I go cross body like this. And then I had an extra band for support and more resistance at the top. And stretching is very important. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many times you stretch, you might still end up with an injury, right? It does happen. But you cannot avoid doing it. So if you're doing squats and you find it's like flat-footed, you're doing squats, and you find you feel too much tension in the knees, there's other ways to work around that. So you just grab a board, flat piece of board like this, 2x4 will just do the same job. Or if you have 45-pound plates, you can stand on top of the plates, and you just elevate your heels. And you can actually get it done, right? Maybe my socks needs to come off because my feet might slide on this. Okay. Yeah. So you just elevate the heels and you can get your squats done. But there's only so much I can do with this. The wide stance I can do with the board, so. And this one, I can get away using the board. But however, this one, I have to get rid of the board because the stance is too wide. The board is not wide enough, long enough, I mean. I say 10 set, I feel burnt already. So I should put a maybe in that. Because I want to do some lunges too. So even after all these years, in this left knee is exactly where they did the incision on reattaching the quadricep. Sometimes it feels like there's a knot in there. It feels very stiff, and it kind of like, if the temperature is too cold, that stiffness becomes even tighter. For example, when I walk from here, like maybe 10 minutes from here, from my home, and if the temperature is like really cold outside, I start off walking perfectly fine, but then suddenly my steps become slower because the tightness starts to So I try to walk as fast as possible to keep everything warm. And I have these heating pads that I brought from Japan. You can stick them to the clothing. I keep them stick it against the pants on the inside so that it'll try to keep those areas nice and warm, right? Even using that, sometimes I still feel it. So, as I'm saying, having an injury very late in your life, the recovery process takes a lot longer than expected. Sometimes they may not even recover 100%. But what are you going to do? Just sit around and complain that, oh, my knee is hurting, my back is hurting, I can't do this, I can't do that? Okay, good luck. Crossbody. Okay. So I may not do the 10 sets. I may jump to another exercise right after this. I think I would have what, 6 sets? 6 or 7, I think it is. Ooh, that burns. I almost lost the band just now. My quads are so heavy. It feels so pumped too pumped right now. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's hit the next exercise. So I'm going to do more lunges for this side, less on this side. So 15 reps, the side maybe 10 or less. I could tell the temperature is a little different outside because even my hands are cold. With all the warming up I've already done, I can still feel it, so. So we're gonna do 2 more sets on this side. So 2 more sets, 10 reps each. This side is finished. So just a couple of extra sets for the left side. So after this, we do some lying hamstring curls. That almost knocked me out. Yeah. Okay, put my socks back on. So when you're using the band, the way I'm going to use it now, you don't want the band to touch the skin. So this is why I'm wearing my socks, because the band is going to be around my ankles, somewhere around there. And I don't have any decent padding for my ankles, so I use my knee braces. I just need a band to rest against something that it wouldn't just go into the skin. Because even with the socks on, it's still so-so. So this version of hamstring curls, it's very effective, guys. If you can get to hang your resistance band somewhere to do this, it's actually really good. My knees, everything is so stiff and pumped. So you put your hands here, and you can put it here, and you just curl them downwards. It's all hamstring. Oh, maybe I should go back a little bit. Yeah. Okay, here we go. And stretch it out. Switch. Oops. And you keep going back and forth till you get it all done. Switch again. Probably about 4 or 5 sets is okay. Okay. So one more exercise. Oh my gosh, it's like fire. It's on fire, guys. It's a nice feeling. When you feel that, you know you've done something. Turn the wrong way. So we're gonna work glutes and a little bit of hamstring, just a little bit. But I'm more focused on the glutes. Because if that muscle is weak, guess what? You have lots of lower back problems. Lots. So I gotta keep that area nice and tight too. In spite of whatever problem is there, it's gotta keep working at it. Oof. This is the band. Actually, I have this on my on a video. This is the band that I actually bought in Japan. It was, I didn't cut it. It actually broke while I was actually doing a live. But I don't think anyone really noticed when it actually broke on me. But the band is brand new. I bought it in Japan. It was on clearance. So originally when I bought the band, I was saying, why is it so stiff? Why is the band so stiff and tight to pull? I says, is that how it's made? But I didn't realize it was old. So usually when resistance bands are not used, if they're sitting on the shelf in a store for a long time, it's actually going to expire too. So it has to, just like your joints, it has to stay active, the bends. And maybe about 2, 3, 4 years you can use them. But this band must have been sitting on the shelf for at least maybe a couple of years. No one was buying it, so they just discontinued them. And I walked in there, I bought it. And it worked perfectly fine in Japan. So when I got back here, it just popped on me one night. Doing, actually I was doing decline presses and it broke. But I'm still using it. The reason why, because what I'm doing right now, it actually works perfectly fine for that. So when I come up, I squeeze my glutes. Go down, relax, and as I'm going down, I try to get the hamstring in place. So go down, come up, squeeze. And you can get all those areas done. And when you get to the very top, you squeeze, you kind of like put a little contraction into the lower back. And you can work all those muscles in one movement. It's the same as good mornings. If you're doing good mornings, you can actually elevate your toes and keep your heels flat, and you get the same effect. Or even if you're doing say you're doing stiff-legged deadlift, you can elevate your toes and do the same thing. It's basically the same movements, but you can get all those different, you can get your lower back, your hamstring, and your glutes all in play. Depends on how you're actually doing the exercise. You don't just jump down there and do it. You have to put your mind connected to the area you want to work at the same time. Okay, guys, that's it. That's it. I am beat. I think it's about 45 minutes. Whoa, so tight. Now I can go sit down, relax, and watch a movie and have something to eat, then get a quick shower. I work tomorrow, so. Okay, guys, any questions you have, please send me a message and I can answer them for you. And thank you guys for joining me. It started off a little bit rough. And actually, be honest with you, when I was there, when I first started doing the squats, my mood just felt kind of weird. So I had to like push myself to motivate myself to get through the workout because the temperature is just like so cold for me. So I'm fighting with it. Anyways, guys, thank you again. YouTube, thank you very much. Thank you guys for your support. And join me in the next live, maybe a few days, a couple days later. But I'm out of here and I'll catch you guys later. Good night. TikTok, thank you very much.